Hi guys, Levi Clevenger-Realtor here in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk with you guys about what closing costs are. I have a couple things here with me today. One is a pamphlet put out by Homesale Settlement Services. Our Homesale agent here in Chambersburg is Terry Eiler. She works right here in our office on Norland Avenue. The other thing I have is a buyer's estimate, closing cost sheet, and deposit money notice. And I wanted to run through these with you real quick. I'll try to be as brief as possible. This video is probably going to run a little longer than some of my others. But what this pamphlet is that Terry puts out is a schedule of fees. This does not cover all of your closing costs. What this covers is your title insurance, and that varies depending on the price bracket of the home that you purchase. For instance, if you purchase a $150,000 home, your title insurance fees will be around $1,265. And likewise, if you purchase a $473,000 house, your fees are going to be around $3,050. So as you can see, depending on that bracket, your fees do vary a lot. This covers a lot. If you want one of these, you can stop in at our office, you can pick them up, or I could also mail it out to you, whichever you prefer. Next, as I said, the buyer's estimate closing cost sheet. You can find this form on my website, LeviClevenger-Realtor.com. Click on the Resources tab and then the Common Forms. Now the form will be blank on my website. It's not filled out for the simple reason that, as with the title insurance, these costs do vary depending on how expensive of a home you purchase. For instance, the transfer tax here in Pennsylvania is 2%, typically split between the buyer and the seller. Each half pays 1%. That's a percentage off of the sale price, and again, it varies depending on how expensive of a home you purchase. Some of the other things are your notary fees. I usually throw a number of $200 out there. You know, that's probably liberal, but I don't want you guys to have to get to the settlement table and write out a bigger check than you were expecting. The broker's fee here at Homesale is $225. That's a fee that is stamped on every transaction, regardless of whether you're buyer or seller, no matter what, $225 broker fee. The property insurance is another cost that you will have. You need to have paid a full year of property insurance and bring proof of that to settlement to satisfy the lender's requirements. You also are going to have county taxes, school taxes, your municipal taxes that make up your property taxes. Depending how far in the year you purchase those, you'll have to reimburse the seller for the costs that they have already put out in property taxes for that year, as well as pay ahead whatever the lender requires. They establish a special escrow account for you, and they put that money in there to make sure that those taxes get paid. Next is your inspection fees. Depending on what you get there, I would at least recommend a very basic home inspection. And I say basic, it's actually pretty thorough. It checks out the crawl space, checks out the outlets, the receptacles, the windows, the roof. It really goes through the home and makes sure it's structurally sound. That's probably going to run you $300–400 depending on the size of your home. Something else I would recommend getting done while the inspector is out there is a wood infestation report to make sure that the house doesn't have termites or wood-boring insects of any kind. Something I would highly recommend whenever you're talking about the investment of caliber of buying a home. That's something very expensive, and in my opinion, it's very worthwhile to put up a few hundred extra dollars in the beginning to make sure you're not getting something that's going to cause you a lot of problems down the road. Next is your lender's fees. They will vary depending on which lender you use, but you know, they're going to charge you a fee for underwriting the loan. There will also be an appraisal fee, which you will probably have to pay to the lender as well. I'm going to say your appraisal is going to be around $400, give or take. Your mortgage insurance premium, that depends again on the lender and which program you use, I guess more so than the lender really. You know, USDA has different than FHA and VA loans and things like that. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you're shopping for a loan, how much does that mortgage insurance cost. You can also add a home warranty onto your closing costs. That's probably around $500 to $600 depending on which company you go with. We do have contact with the vendors here at Homesale. We do not sell the warranty ourselves, but we can provide you the info for the vendors. They're a separate company, but we do have those contacts, and they're pre-screened. We try to provide each of our clients with the best of the best in the business. So that kind of goes down and covers the one side of the page. This other side of the page talks about the mortgage. It should give you an estimate of what your monthly payment will be, depending on your interest rate, how much money you're borrowing, mortgage insurance, property insurance, different things like that. It should all be listed over here. That's information I would get from the lender and fill in. And you would get your estimate total. You will also get an estimate cost sheet from the lender as well, breaking down all of their different fees and what all does contribute to that monthly payment. Down here, it talks about summary of the monies needed. Are you going to have to bring a check to settlement, or in some cases you actually get a check back at settlement, which is really cool. And there's also a deposit money notice down here. Again, I want to strongly reiterate, this form is called a buyer's estimate cost and deposit money notice. Depending on what property inspections you want, what home warranty you want, how much the house costs, all these things are variables that factor into here. So again, it is an estimate. These numbers are not meant to be taken literally, but I feel they would be pretty close for a $150,000 house. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email at lclevenger@homesale.com. You can also join the conversation on Facebook, Levi Clevenger-Realtor, or find me on the web. You can find this form and a lot of others at leviclevenger-realtor.com.